What's up, guys? It is Yugi. Yes, no, maybe, sometimes, perhaps, on occasion, whatever.
YugiNoNo. So, we've been playing a lot of 2002 format. It is our goal to make this format maybe as played as GOAT.
Yes.
Because I feel like people play a lot of GOAT, and it's funny because people go back to GOAT because the format gets stale, like in standard Yu-Gi-Oh, and then GOAT can kind of get stale.
Yeah.
So, so we're going to 2002. Honestly,
I like it better. I like it better than GOAT, and I know that's sacrament, but whatever. Or blasphemy. I mean, not sacrament. It's blasphemy,
dude. It's honestly it's just as good as GOAT in our opinion. But we play it like on a weekly basis, like till 3 a.m. all the time. But it's funny because we've made different decks. Usually in 2002 there's there's blue eyes, and then there's
beat.
There's standard beatdown, Summon Skull or whatever.
It's so much more intricate than that.
And then when you just sit and you're like, man, you only have you have less than 200 cards to pick from, and you come up with decks. We just come up with so much stuff, So this honestly I feel like can go toe to toe with
and it can
just regular standard beatdown.
It beat me. It beat me a couple of times to figure out how to beat it. This deck. We'll explain it as it goes, but what it does is it forces standard beat to use its trap holes early because...
Well, it forces a lot of stupid stuff. Honestly, we took inspiration from GOAT format. This is more or less your Beast Down of 2002 format. It's just pretty much it puts on so much pressure.
It starts off white hot. Yeah, all the equipped cards. Yeah, but let's get into this. So
3 Lajin, 18. He's the biggest level 4 in 2002 format, and he's a dark and he's a fiend, so that's really important in this deck. Every single monster in this deck is a dark and is a fiend. Triple Wall of Illusion, I threw it in there just because honestly, this was one of the best monsters of this format, just because with the 1850. They can't get around it without wasting their reinforcements, and then their stuff gets popped up back to their hand. They have to waste fissures, and this card makes people play stupid as it is.
It's the best opener.
It really is. If you open this card going first, it's
they attack into it because they have to attack into it, and then they'll probably and then they'll take 50 or 150 if they have the Ox or the Lajin.
Anything, yeah.
And then you get a free 1,000. Then you just turn to attack, you get a free 1,000.
They have, like I said, they have to waste stupid stuff.
Or you either get a free 1,000 or they waste their fissure early to get rid of it.
Yep.
It's very, very good.
So those are I would say probably the 6 main monsters. So in this, we're playing the biggest under level 5 dark fiends that you can, because we're playing a bunch of equipped cards. So we play 3 Reaction, 16 and 12 defense. 12 defense doesn't really matter. You don't ever switch into defense.
Yeah.
So, you don't set anything really in this. Just like Beast Down, you don't really play a flip effect monster as a Beast Down.
The only thing you have to remember is you have to play your equipped cards conservatively, because if you get fissured with 2 equipped cards on something, you're kind of going to eat it. But
But next we play. We're supposed to play Triple Manny and Treasure Chest, but we don't know where the third one is.
so that's a treasure chest.
Yeah, that's a treasure chest. But it's 16 also, and it's a dark. Except for it's a zombie where I play this.
Yeah, whereas a treasure chest is a fiend and better in the deck.
And then just more 16. So you're playing 6 of the 16s in this deck, and then you play Triple Lajin. Triple Wall, and you're pretty much
more or less just a fiend deck. It's like a beat fiend. It's called beat fiend or something.
We call it a fiend beating. That's what we call it.
Beating. Yeah, that's what we called it. Was fiend. Yeah, fiend beating instead of fiend griefing. That's what it was.
This guy, he's honestly the 50 below doesn't matter too much. It's just the fact that he's ugly as hell. Yeah. So I don't like him. His name's Baron. Shout out to him.
Baron of the Fiend Sword.
But honestly, this even attached with Dark Energy, which is the 300 boost, can still beat over
Lajin.
Lajin, whatever. Honestly, if you had this equipped with any equipped card or this, either of them are going to beat over Lajin. So, but you only play 2 because he's a little bit littler than the rest of them, but not too much. One of this guy because
he's the best card of the format. The more we play, where it's just that's
gosh.
the best card of the
Even
format.
in standard 2002, with and we'll go over standard deck profiles later on the channel. But it's this card it's the original Spirit Monster before Yu-Gi-Oh even knew they had Spirit Monster.
Yeah.
It doesn't say Spirit
why
on
it's
it.
so good is because like you're always like playing monster control to like dance around your opponent's like Raigeki or Dark Hole, whatever you think that they have. So you're always having to dance around that. So you always have like one monster, then they set a monster, and you don't want to commit a second monster because of the Dark Hole or whatever, right? But this guy
So
lets
you have this out there. You attack.
Yeah,
Attack.
attack. You get the
and then-
constant
yep.
14 damage with that guy. He's the best card.
And then he usually before we started playing this card, like you wanted to save your trap holes for Lajin or Summons Gold.
But you have to. He forces
But like
it.
you have to get rid of this, and he forces Wabaku sometimes because like there's an unspoken rule that like in 2002, unless you're, taking somewhere between like 2,500 maybe 3,000, you don't use Wabaku, but this guy forces like a Wabaku if you have two of them. So
yeah. Well, I use Wabaku to keep monster advantage though.
Yeah.
It just depends. Like Wabaku could be used in several different situations.
So that's it for like the beaters. It's a lot of them. Versus like standard 2002, you're just playing 9 of them. You're playing the 3 Neo, the 3 Ox, and the 3 Lajin.
Yeah.
And then you're playing 2 Bug. This was just at 1, I bumped it up to 2 just because
It outs stuff.
it outs stuff. And honestly, when I was just playing wall only, every single time like I set something, like you would know it was a wall.
Yeah.
So I threw some bugs in there, and honestly, if you like,
But you're playing against B though. Like,
yeah.
If you're playing against somebody who's like like just new to the format, they're not
Exactly.
going to know what you're playing.
But I mean, this honestly, it causes confusion, gets rid of stuff, and so we just played it too, because like I said, most of the stuff that you summon is an attack, and you're just like beating the whole entire time. But this forces a little bit of confusion. So, and that is it for all the monsters. So, going on to the spells, play triple Sword of Darkness Destruction. This boosts a dark monster by 4. So what it is, besides like the text,
deck.
besides these,
Besides those,
every
it's the
single
whole deck.
monster in here is a dark, and it makes it to where the whole theory behind this deck is whenever people activate reinforcements, it's a 1-for-1 for your opponent, for you, because like you can activate reinforcements. Like say if like I had a battle axe and you had a Neo in this format, if I activate reinforcements, my reinforcements killed your 17. So, but these make it to where if you can kill something with this, it's a continuous. So you start plussing if you can start getting the advantage on it. Like this will stay on your 16s and it'll make it 2,000, and it's really hard to get around it.
Yeah. So
and
it
then-
burns trap hole early because like what happens is like you're saving your trap hole for the Lajin, but then they drop that with an equip card. You're like, oh shit.
And you wait until it goes through on the trap hole, and then you equip it. So it's kind of like it. I don't know. It really makes your opponent play stupid in it. And but yeah. So this boosts all of them by 4. This boosts them by 3. This will increase the Fiend. This will increase the Dark. And they're, like I said, they're all Dark Fiends except for this one. It's supposed to be a Manning treasure chest. But there's 5 equipped cards here, and you don't really want to go like too saggy like on it because like you can just like you can lose hardcore. There's a fine line between playing conservative and like just beating your opponent down with this deck. Because like say I don't know like. If your opponent activates Fissure, that's another reason that the Man-Eater bugs are good.
You don't want to ever equip like 2 things to something
no.
unless like 2 equip cards to a monster unless you know you got it.
Well, unless like the other day we played and I had this out and I beat over Summon Skull by just equipping like a bunch of stuff.
Yes, yeah, I remember that.
I mean, I don't know.
You're like, I don't know how I can out summon Skull. Oh, I know, I'll equip my whole fucking hand.
It's so good. 3 Fissure. I mean, in 2002, unless you're playing either Burn or Exodia, you don't really play. Like you play 3 Fissure unless you're playing those. So, yeah, it's literally one of the best spells in the game. So, and now we got the Power 5.
Yeah.
These are played in every single.
Yeah.
Raigeki and Dark Hole. Those are your obvious +1s or just out. Whatever you need to.
Ideally a +1.
Exactly. Best card in the game, obviously. Monster Reborn, just because. In this deck, it's funny because just to keep putting on pressure on your opponent, you always bring back the wall because then your opponent has to find more stuff to out it. So, I don't know, it's just really, really good. And then the Change of Heart. Let's talk about this card for a second.
It's like the worst of the Power 5.
It's the worst of the Power 5, and it's weird saying that Change of Heart is a bad card, but like.
It's just the worst in this format. It's just the worst out of these 5.
Out of these 5,
cards.
it's not a bad card. Like,
No,
and you play
it's still really good. It's just like out of these 5, it's the worst one.
Like,
but it's still better than all the other spells.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like it outs a Man-Eater bug face down.
Yeah.
Steal your opponent's stuff. Contributor for Summon Skull. Like if they have 2 Logins on the field. You know, you can whatever, you know, steal one and then crash on both. Like, this card is really, really good against players that don't play in 2002, that are new to it. But if you're playing against an experienced player in 2002, this card becomes worse and worse. But it's never a bad card by any means. So
No, you would never cut it.
never. So going into the traps, triple Wabaku. So this card in this format, most people will like I said, new players to 2002 will like Wabaku on, like, if your opponent's attacking with just like a Lodge-in or something. You don't do that. You only really activate Wabaku, like I said.
2 things: you save your ass,
Yeah.
or you use it to maintain that
Wall
one
of
monster,
Illusion.
or the Wall of Illusion combo, or the maintain that one monster advantage over your opponent.
Like if you have these 2 crashing or 2 17s crashing,
right?
You just Wabaku.
If you just, it helps you keep your opponent on the fence. Very similar to reinforcements.
Like, you'll lose quick advantage in 2002 if you're just negging on these cards just to stay alive. Well, not even just just to keep from taking damage. Like, don't do that.
Yeah. Use them for something.
Also, other
unless you have to use them as a last resort, then use them as a last resort. But you usually want to use your spells, except for are you not playing Swords of Revealing Light?
No, not in this deck.
Oh, so you usually want to use your swords. Yeah, so you cut swords.
Yeah, I cut swords. Yeah, I cut Ukazi. And I cut Card Destruction because those are all they're all really good cards, but they're all initially a neg 1. And this deck, honestly, there's no card in here that's a neg. So it puts, like I said, a lot of pressure on.
Because Swords is technically an inherent neg 1. Unless your opponent dispels it, then it's a 1-for-1.
Exactly, or unless they play another Swords or whatever.
Yeah.
But what I was saying a second ago is, like, you know, if you have Wall of Illusion or something, and then your opponent tries to beat over it. Like, if it's safe as in defense, and then they activate like reinforcements or something, then it's so good. Like, because they go to chain this on, like, damage step, and then you chain this, and then it keeps this alive, and then
it's like, and then they're like,
opens the field.
Yeah, then they're like, oh well, I need a fissure now because that didn't work.
So triple reinforcements. That's pretty much. Some people play 2.
You can honestly cut it to 2. I play 3 because, like, sometimes you'll draw 3 of it and you're like, why?
Yeah. There's times where you're just like, what the freak? But yeah, I mean, it's just a standard, beating over your opponent, especially in this deck, because you have your 16s and you want to beat over your opponent's 17s and 18s.
Yeah.
And then triple trap hole. Unless you're playing, I mean, I don't know. Even Burn still plays triple trap hole, I think. It's the best trap in the game at this point.
Yeah. You use it on Lodge-in. Unless you're playing against this deck, then you use it on anything.
This card.
And then reverse trap. We remember that this is a card. It gets rid of their buffs. Their equip buffs.
If they have like, say you attack with your Lodge-in or something, and they activate reinforcements to make Neo 22 to where he would die.
Yeah.
You activate reverse trap, and then this makes it to where all their attack would be gained by their defense and vice versa. So it pretty much this negates reinforcements, but you only play 1 because it can get cloggy at 2. But if you're playing like a mirror match in this, then you play
3 of it.
3 of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is really, really good. You usually use this with your Lodge-in, or if your opponent has like a giant soldier of stone or something, and then you have like Ryukishin, then and they try to like beef him up or something. It's just like another.
Yeah.
You don't want to use this while you have equip cards though, because it make it to where you don't.
Yeah, exactly.
Unless you do this. So like, say your opponent tries to attack over the Wall of Illusion, over your Wall of Illusion, and you have this to where it boosts its attack.
Yeah. Oh. Then you reverse.
Then you just reverse
trap it, and it gets a bigger booty. I didn't even think of that. That's good.
Yeah, that's really good. And then that's it for the 40. Going into the side, extra. Just because you can. You can play as many extra deck cards as you want, but it's weird. It's weird doing a deck profile without having an extra deck.
Yeah.
So
unless you play Monarchs.
Exactly.
Yeah.
2 card destruction. If you're playing against Exodia, honestly, like. Most decks make 1 card destruction. But I mean, it's really hard to play card destruction or Exodia in 2002 just because everybody plays it.
Card destruction. Yeah.
But triple this in case people are playing this or Ultimate Offering. So I mean, obviously you're not gonna out this.
You never really side, but like.
But in case. If your opponent's playing. If you see that they're ever playing 2 swords in this deck, you could play one of these just because it puts a lot of pressure on, put back onto your opponent. So, and then 1 stop defense, like if you're going first, if you're going second, and they set their man-eater bug or something, you steal it, and man-eater bug has to target something. So you target itself, or
it makes bug blow itself up. It's like playing the third swords.
Turn their anything pretty much to attack. I mean, this card obviously is probably like a better side in this deck than it is like standard, but anyway, so that is the profile.
Whole deck profile.
Yeah.
We just kind of stayed up one night and figured out that there was more decks than just Soul Exchange, Blue Eyes, Standard, and Burn. And, we need to build Burn. And,
we have a lot more deck profiles coming soon for this format. Really hoping people can get more into the format. I mean, we're really trying to innovate stuff, but it's fun. It's fun stuff.
It's like making a new format out of an old format.
Exactly.
Yes.
So I don't think,
making history.
I don't think that this deck has been made.
It might have been way back then, but we didn't have YouTube then. We don't know. We don't know.
This may be the first time that this deck is on camera, for all I know.
Yeah.
But anyway, so it's kind of like GOAT in the way that like you can just look back on the format and redesign new decks. Like we're in the middle of figuring out like with Book of Secret Arts, like it boosts Spellcaster, and you have like Rogue Doll and Neo and Stern Mystic and just all this stuff. It's kind of like
Hail
the same.
Beast, Invigoration. Yeah. There's all kinds of different
tons
stuff.
of equip cards. That's what this format's all about. Is boosting attack points are key in this format.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Anyways,
that's it.
Subscribe.